Okay, this one's a little more complicated. I'm going to go through it step by step and show you how I would figure out the equations. So this one says 12 more than 5 times the number is equal to the difference between 5 and twice the number. Find the number. Okay, so let me see. So the first thing I would do is make up a variable for the number that I'm trying to find. So I just use x this time and write it down. Write down what x is. So that's the unknown number, the thing I'm trying to find. You could just write x equals question mark because it's just a number. It's not like gallons of water or, you know, the distance traveled or anything like that. It's just a number. But usually you should write out specifically what it is. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm writing out the original statement. You wouldn't normally write this part out, okay? I'm writing out the original statement to show you how to read it. Mostly I'm writing it out, again, I could just point at things, but I'm writing it out so you can look at this later on a PDF and see what was going on. So 12 more than 5 times the number is equal to the difference of between 5 and twice the number. So these numbers, this is this number here. That's why I underline them, right? So that's going to be x. These all refer to x. All 3 of them, okay? So I just wrote x by them, okay? But you wouldn't have to rewrite this sentence to do this, right? All right, now read outwards from each occurrence of the variable x. Well, except for the last one, find the number x. Yeah, okay, find the number x. That's pretty clear, right? So let's start with the first x. It says 12 more than 5 times a number. Right? Stop right there. So what about the number? What do you want to do to the number? You want 5 times the number. See? You read out from where the variable is. 5 times the number. It's 5x, obviously, right? So I would write down 5x. What am I doing here? Yeah. So I would write out 5x for that. And then the rest of it is still there. I'm just copying out the rest. And I might as well look at the second one. Second time the number occurs in the sentence. Second time x occurs, it says twice x, twice the number. So that's 2x. It's the same number, right? It's that purple one that I underlined in the previous line. So that's 2x. Right? Now I would look at it again and I would say, starting over on the first one, what about 5x? What about 5 times a number? What do I want to do to that? Well, it says that you want 12 more than 5 times the number. So you want 12 more than 5x. So that's 5x plus 12. Or x plus 5x, 12 plus 5x. It doesn't matter, but usually write the x first. So I decided to just write x equals a question mark, the last number. Right, the last time number occurs in the sentence, that's the thing we're trying to find. Okay, so 12 more than 5 times the number. That's what I just talked about, right? And again, I'm only rewriting the whole sentence just so that you can see how it's built up. If you get confused in a sentence, this is what you do to figure it out. You don't just say, oh, it's too hard for me. How does he expect me to be able to do that? Oh, it's too hard. I'm so confused. When you're confused, you break it into little pieces like this and figure out each little piece at a time. It's a very important lesson, okay? Now the second one, it says the difference between 5 and twice the number, right? So I have to figure out what that means. That means 5 minus 2x. Now, this is a tricky thing. When you're subtracting, there's many different ways in English of saying that you're subtracting. The difficulty is with the English, not the math, but it causes difficulties for you doing the math. Okay, so the difference between 5 and twice the number is 5 minus 2x. But sometimes we word it in such a way that the two things have to be switched, and you'd get 2x minus 5. That would be if you said, let's see, 5 less than twice the number. Then you're taking twice the number and you're finding 5 less than it, which means you're subtracting 5 from 2x, and it would be 2x minus 5. So the letters are not written in this order because the words were in this order. It's because of what the words mean. It's what this means, the difference between 5 and twice the number. Okay. When you see less than is when you really have to be careful. Okay, and this equals here just means equals. So now I've got my equation, right? I'm trying to find x. So I've got 5x plus 12. I don't need the dot after the 5. Not quite sure why I still wrote it. 5x plus 12 equals 5 minus 2x. That's what I have to solve. So it's really easy to solve that. But that's the hard part of the problem, is just coming up with the equation. Now we just need to solve for x. So what I would do is I would take this term, move this term over here. It becomes plus 2x. Move this term over here, it becomes minus 12. And then I can combine the 2x and the 5x and the minus 12 and the 5. I won't do that all at once though, but I can move the 2x, the minus 2x over here and make it plus 2x, and move the plus 12 here over here and make it minus 12. I can do those in the same step, right? Because I'm really just doing the 2x first, and then I'm doing the 12 second. Just make sure you get the right sign on it. Okay, now I can combine those because they're like terms. So I get 7x on the left equals, and 5 minus 12 is negative 7. That turned out nice. So if you divide both sides by 7, or just cross multiply the 7, right? You understand how that works? So this 7 just goes down on the bottom there. You get x equals minus 1. Because you have to reduce it, right? Minus 7 over 7 is minus 1. So, okay, that's good. So, check and see if it works. 12 more than 5 times a number. Let's see. 5 times that is minus 5, and 12 more than that is 7, is equal to, I might jot 7 down, the difference between 5 and twice the number, 5 minus 2 of that. Well, 2 times that is negative 2, so it's 5 minus a negative 2, which is 5 plus 2 is 7, so they're equal. That, you might want to write out part of it. Right? So I'm just building it up step by step. This is kind of the way I read it when I figured out the equation, right? This is the right-hand side of the equation, right? I'm not looking at the equation, I'm actually reading the original thing and just doing one step at a time, right, to check it. Okay, so that's it for that section.